Okay, let's see if that fixed the issue. Now we should be live on Twitch again under the name Rank Every Silksong Boss. Yes, we are. And have we been live for a couple of minutes, or did we lose the stream? 24 seconds. Okay, so we started a new stream. That's fine. 2 viewers. Hello. Whomsoever has joined the stream this early. Are we live on YouTube? Yes, we are. Cool. Check. Does the audio work? Test, test, test. Cool. Hello. Yeah. Okay, cool. I assume that it works on YouTube. If it works on Twitch, it works on YouTube, is my assumption. But for some reason, YouTube didn't open up the stream. Now it opened up the stream. Cool. Cool. Nobody's in the chat. So here's what we're doing today. We are going to rank all of the Silksong bosses. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to try and rank them in the order that you should fight them. And I don't know how we're going to go with these tiers, but this is pretty good. So let's get into it. Moss Mother. I think Moss Mother is the perfect example of just like a mid tier fight. Like it's doing exactly what it's trying to do correctly, but there's nothing beyond tutorial boss to Moss Mother. Right? Whereas on the other hand, Bell Beast, I feel like is the first really good boss. Maybe not, but Bell Beast is a really satisfying boss to get the rhythm down. And Bell Beast was the boss that I was like, when I struggle with some of these later bosses, Bell Beast was the one that I kept thinking back to, that I was like, I'm gonna get it, it's gonna click, and it's gonna be satisfying. I don't know if I would put in B or A. Maybe we'll leave it up for debate. You know, we'll change it as we go along. Kragler, we can get onto this easily. Like Kragler's just, there's nothing really going on with Kragler. It's probably like an E. Like there's not too much going, but I wouldn't have even put him in this ranking. So that's these guys' decisions. What else? Like early on, there's the Skull Tyrant as well. I think the Skull Tyrant is probably a D. Like it's not a great boss, right? But it's not horrible. It's really not horrible. But it's just kind of pattern recognition and jumping, and it's got a lot of health, which puts it down from a D. Otherwise, it would just be mid. Lace. I wonder if Lace is S tier. Because she's great. She was really satisfying. She might be A tier. We'll put her in A tier. And I reckon fourth chorus in A tier as well. That back-to-back was like a big selling point for the game. The thing is, I fought fourth chorus with the giant boulder. That's how I killed him, which I feel like is the most satisfying way to do it. I feel like that's the intended way to do it. And I got a lot of satisfaction out of doing it that way. Like it felt cinematic. It felt like I discovered something and unlocked like this clever way to kill him. And I didn't know that you could kill him normally for ages. So that's great. Moss Mother Duo, I think it falls in the same category as Skull Tyrant. Like I think it's just annoying. But there's nothing particularly like bad about it. But Scarguard is bad. Scarguard is bad. And maybe I'm just a hater. And I genuinely do hate Scarguard. This was the boss. I thought that I had to fight this boss. I fought Moss Mother, Bell Beast, and then I got to Scarguard, and I thought he was the third boss that I had to get through. And I ran the other way and I found Kragler. And I couldn't get past the Kragler. But the Kragler was just annoying. Like, it's easy to beat, but it's annoying. And it's time-consuming. So I was trying to fight Scarguard, and neither of them had, like, names that came up, I think. Or they did, but they didn't have, like there was something that was like, they're mini-bosses, obviously, but I thought this was, like, the boss that I was stuck on was not the case. Morwing is, oh man, I want to say annoying. I want to say D, but it's because I'll put him at the top of D. It's because the first time around I struggled for like 3 4 hours with him, and I actually I'm pretty chill. Cool. My shorts are not on. This is the rest in peace old monitor. You actually can't even see, or you can maybe kind of see this circle here. Yeah, that's where my fist went. Um, Look, it's fine. I got angry once. It's fine. um, yeah, I mean, because I smashed a monitor fighting Morwing, I got to put him in D. But the second time I fought him when I was speedrunning, I only died to him 7 times. Um, and I was recording it as well, to make a speedrun video maybe. And I was saying in each attempt, I'm going to rage at this again. I can feel it coming. I'm gonna be stuck here for hours, and I beat him in like 5 10 minutes. I was actually so pissed. I was like, why did I struggle with this guy the first time? So this, I think, I think this is also just mid, guys. I'm not going to talk too much about this one because I mean we just kind of know it's kind of shit, but I think you guys are overhating it. Skull Tyrant 2 is definitely an improvement just because of the story implications, and like the few changes that they make are really good. Sister Splinter, I think, similar to Bellbeast, really satisfying. Really, really, really satisfying boss. And the really interesting thing I will say, I struggled with Morwing, I struggled mega hard with Scarguard, I struggled with Skull Tyrant a bit, and Savage Beastfly. Like I found them annoying enough that I just kept getting greedy and impatient and dying. But Sister Splinter, I died a bunch too, but I wasn't getting annoyed and impatient. I think she was hard, but she was perfectly difficult enough that she was still like beatable. Like every time I fought her, I made progress. And I think it took me like 15, 20 attempts. But like through those first like 10 attempts, I was making progress every single time. And I think that is the case for Sister Splinter, Bellbeast, Lace mostly. Lace had like a bloody learning curve, I think, and fourth chorus. Like they were all really fun front to back. But when you get down here, like Morwing, Savage Beastfly, there were parts of those fights that I just did not enjoy at all. Now, after Sister Splinter, what is the next one that you fight? It would have to be Widow, right? Last Judge. I don't know why all of these are up here. Yeah, it would be Widow that you would fight next. I think Widow is S tier. Fantastic fight. 100%. Not too much to say about some of these. I mean, I think it's just perfectly designed, to be honest. Sorry, let me just move my camera a little bit more. Cool. Yeah, I think Widow is just a better version of Lace. Conceptually, like the 1v1 sword fighting boss, I think Widow is a better version of Lace, and I wish that we'd gotten to see like multiple versions of Widow. Last Judge, probably better than fourth chorus. You know what? Better than Lace, because Lace is only good. Lace is only like so high in my memory because of the later versions. Last Judge is also fantastic. So I mean, you can see once you get through the grit of the early acts, you fight in order. This is the first, second boss. This is the third, fourth. Well, these are, you can actually do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you get, yes, 7, 8, 9 to, anyway. Like you fight back to back Lace fourth chorus, and you fight back to back Widow Last Judge, Sister Splinter Widow Last Judge even. So you get like these really nice runs of these bosses that are really good front to back. Like every part of the Widow fight is just really, really satisfying. Um, so let's throw in some extras that I don't necessarily want to talk about that much. This is just, I don't know, like it's not annoying. I think F is like genuinely think it shouldn't have been in the game. This is just kind of stupid. Um, the flea, I don't know, man. Like it's interesting. This as well. It's just maybe I was too overpowered by the time I got here, but like I didn't think that it was that good. Now is this? Oh, I see. I see. Okay, the Garmon fight and the chakra fight. I didn't really, I didn't love those to be honest. I might even put them lower. I thought they were all right, but I didn't love them. Um, what else we got? Clockwork dancers. S tier, possibly. Yeah, better than Widow. Better than Widow, 100%. 100% better than Widow. Fantastic fight. Front to back. This, once I got here, I was like, damn, this might be my game of the year. Like, Widow had really sold me on loving the game. I was like, this is one of my favorite games of all time. Sorry. Widow, I was like, this might be my game of the year. Last Judge, I was like, damn, this is one of my favorite games of all time. And then Clockwork Dancers, like this back to back to back, I was like, by the time I got to Clockwork and beat them, I was like, damn, bro, this may be my favorite game of all time. And then what did I fight after Clockwork? I think I immediately went to this section, to be honest. I think I somehow managed to get over here and I fought this guy and the Raging Conchfly, I think. And I think I even got up to Voltrum. Voltverm or whatever. I also saw in here. Where is he? I definitely got to this guy as well, and I think I went back to this guy as well. And Trobio. There was something that I was going to point out. What? Whoa. Have I just completely forgotten what I was going to say? Yeah, I have that. There was a boss that I was like, oh, I should point that one out, and now I've just forgotten. What was I saying? After Clockwork, I fought. Nah, I don't know, man. I completely lost the point that I wanted to make. So yeah, I fought the flies. I thought the flies was also really good. I thought the flies was similar to this fight, but not as good. But I really enjoyed the fly fight, especially since it leads to the secondary. Like I put these together, like the dual fight and then the solo fight after you kill one of them, like back to back, very fun. And I literally just combine it as like the Conchfly boss, and it has two phases in my mind. Conchfly was really difficult. That's why I would put it lower, honestly. I think I got these guys dead on the first or second attempt. Voltverm, thing is, I think Voltverm is like really visually cool. But other than that, I think they maybe should have done some more stuff with it. Visually, yeah, it's really cool. This fight, oh, this is a tough one because I feel like this is a perfect mid boss. Like it was difficult. It actually took me like several attempts, multiple attempts, but it shouldn't have been difficult. It wasn't designed in a way. It wasn't designed like Last Judge or Lace or Widow. It wasn't designed like Widow to be like really difficult. I struggled with it, and I've seen a lot of other people that play the game struggle with it and streamers and stuff. But I think it's supposed to be easy. It's just a bit cheesy, and it doesn't outstay its welcome. I feel like that's one of the good things with a lot of these fights. This one too, I feel like it's funny enough. It goes up here above Moss Mother. Trobio. Trobio. probably ends up here for me, to be honest. It's interesting that like the one, two, three, four, five, six, seven of the eight, nine required bosses. Seven of the nine required bosses are like the seven best bosses in the game. Actually, eight of the 10, because Trebio is required to beat the game as well. Eight of the 10 required bosses are the best in the game for me. Only Morwing is like not amazing. Yeah, Trebio is really fun. Let's also do Lost Trebio. Where is Lost Trebio? This guy here. I think Lost Trebio is just like a worse version of the original, to be honest. They just gave him more health and stuff. While we're going through some like worse versions and stuff, I think the Pinterest is like I just didn't enjoy fighting him, man. To be honest with you guys. And this is a dog shit fight that shouldn't exist. And what else have we got in here? This is a cool fight. I think Voltverm and this is similar. Like there should have been more to it, but it was really cool. This fight, let's do Savage Beast Fly 2. Shouldn't exist in the game. Absolute dog shit. I really didn't like this guy, but I think that's a lot more of a me issue than it is a game design issue. I just struggle with it immensely. First Sinner, I struggle with First Sinner a lot. So I might have to put him here. Him, her, whatever it is. It should be A, but it's going to be bottom of A just because I struggled so much. Like, I wore out my welcome with that fight, I feel like. Lost Garmond. Lost Garmond is really good. I'd put it over... Yeah, I'd put it here, to be honest. I think it's like similar to Fourth Chorus, that it's like a relatively simple boss with some like cool story-esque mechanic. I think it's better than that one. This, can you even tell what this is, guys? Like, what is this supposed to be? I can't even tell from here what it's supposed to be. Similarly, we're talking about like story bosses and stuff. I think Bell Eater is probably the worst of those three types of bosses, where it's like kind of a boss fight, kind of just like telling a story and something. I think Bell Eater is the worst of those, but still a really good boss. Now we get into some of the tough ones. So I think the Trap Guy was like, they had some ideas, but I guess it falls into this category as well. It's like they coulda, woulda, shoulda done more with it, or done something different. So let's get those out of the way. So I think Crawfather was pretty good, but it didn't particularly stand out. I thought it was cool that all of the crawls had metal beaks once I went back there, but you know, other than that, Seth is just the GOAT. Genuinely like one of the best fights in the game, and the backstory behind it, incredible. Watcher at the Edge. This was like the last boss that I fought, and I remember just breezing through it. I think it took me like 2 or 3 attempts, and I barely remember it, to be honest. I think it's for a Memento, so I don't think I fought Watcher at the Edge in my speed run, and I think I fought him when I was trying to 100% the game at like 4 a.m. some night. So I don't remember him that well, to be honest. Maybe that's just because he didn't stick out to me. But I mean, it's definitely better than these. So it's probably just somewhere in mid. Probably better than Moss Mother. Yeah. Choir Clapper. I don't know, man. It's probably the bottom. It's probably the top of the worst bosses. Like, I don't think they should remove it from the game. These three, I think they should have removed from the game, but this one, I think it's fine. It just maybe needed some changes. Alright, now this boss is really cool. This boss is really cool. There's some story to it as well, and I think that makes it cooler. This might, because of the story and the entire zone, like if we're counting all of Vidania, probably the best boss so far that we've discussed. Nihileth, I think it's called. Very cool concept. I think this is better than maybe every. It's better than Fourth Chorus and Bell Eater, but not Los Garmond and Clock Knight. I don't know what his name is. I think these five bosses are like telling stories or have like they've got like a gimmick, you know, like Bell Beast, drop the rock on its head, jump, um, Lost Version, and yeah, this one's just telling a story, but they're really cool. What else have we got, guys? What else have we got? I kind of want to save the best for last, so let's go Lace 2. Lace 2 probably slots in here for me. Lace 2 probably slots in here for me. And I think the second Lace fight has a beautiful backdrop and stuff. I think the second Lace fight is very difficult. And I mean, I just got to play through the second Lace fight or watch a playthrough of the second Lace fight with my friend. I finally convinced him to try the game. And I forgot how good that fight was and how beautiful it is because I played it so many times myself. And then he played it so many times. And I fell in love with the game all over again. Like, it's such a good fight. So it's definitely an S tier fight. But do I think that it's better than Widow or Clockwork Dancers? I don't. I think Widow is one of the most fun, challenging fights in the game. And then I think Clockwork Dancers is just one of the most beautiful, well designed. Like, this should win like Game of the Year for if there was like a boss fight award. And then this one, fucking hell, just everything together. It's like Clockwork 2.0, but of course it's an Act 3 secret boss. So it's gonna be sick as hell. Now, these are some of my favorites, so let's go through these. I think Cross King Khan, I think because of how challenging the area is, how difficult it is to get to him, I got to put him top of A. But I think if I was better at the game, he might have ended up in an S, to be honest. Carmelita, I think similar. Beautiful areas, difficult bosses. Now, this is. You get cross stitch from Phantom. Phantom, thank you, Jesus. I put like 100 hours into this game, I better remember the bosses. I think Phantom is better than Lace and Seth and Widow. I think Phantom is the best one-on-one sword fight. You know what's interesting? Let's see how many there are. Because obviously there's Lace, there's Phantom, there's Widow, there's Lace. Oh, let's go bottom to top. So there's Pinterest, because I wouldn't count this. There's Pinterest. Would you count the Chakra and Los Garmond and Los Garmond are not sword fights, are they? But they are one-on-one fights, so maybe you'd count those two. Watcher at the Edge, I guess, yeah, 100%. And then, yeah, then it's really just The Last Night, Lace, Seth, Widow, Phantom. Yeah, there's only like 7, maybe 9 fights like that. And there's only 7 or 9 one-on-one like sword-esque fights. And 4 of these 7/9 end up in the top tier. Like, that just shows you, man, this is what they should do a lot more of. Speaking of, I think the secret Lace fight is worse. Maybe this is just because I struggle with it, but I think it's worse. I think GMS is better than Widow. Is it better than Phantom? It's definitely better than Phantom. Is it better than Clockwork Dancer? I think it's better than Clockwork, but I think that's as far as it goes. And then, I don't know, man, this is just trash. This is just trash, and I don't know what this is, but I have to get it out of here. Okay. So let's see. In the bottom tier that should be removed from the game, we have Choir Clapper, Scarguard, Pale Stag, Savage Beastfly, and whatever that thing is. I don't know what that is. I think it's just the blobs. Then a tier up, we've got the fucking Swamp Guy, Gur the Great. Uh, is it First Sinner? What's the big fat guy called? The Unraveled. Jeez, I'm pulling these out of my brain. The Unraveled Brood Mother. Um, Zygo, some shit like that. Damn, I was doing so well. Pinterest. Yeah. So all of these, all of these, I think should be removed from the game. All of these, I think, just needed some more work. To be honest, if I can speak to Ari and Team Cherry directly, um, if I can, guys, let me give you my opinions and thoughts on the bosses. If you need any help, I'm in the city quite often. I should. I don't know. Your office is public. I was about to say like I'm in near the location where your office is quite often, but I probably shouldn't dox it. But no one's coming to Adelaide to give you guys complaints. I almost did. I almost did. When I was getting pissed at the game, I was like, bro, I should just drive into their office and like give them a formal complaint. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, this is just my thoughts, but I think these bosses, they, I don't think there's any way that you could make them work. Maybe masochists love them. Other than Choir Clapper, I think Choir Clapper could work. I think it just needed work. I think if Choir Clapper had a separate fight where it was a boss, and there was a harder version of Choir Clapper that was a boss that you could learn the moves of, I think that would be better. And you could keep them in the arena. I don't mind having a boss Choir Clapper and then weaker versions of Choir Clapper in the arena. And when I say weaker, I mean weaker than the boss, not weaker than they are in the arena. I just think the ones at the end of the arena would be fine to fight if you could fight a boss and practice them. You know what I'm saying? These guys, I reckon they just need more work. Like this is such an easy boss fight. This, I feel like the hitbox is way too big. Same kind of shit with this guy. This guy just doing nothing. I don't know if this was like a joke that you guys put this in. This one, I feel like the loop of fighting it was not fun. And then Pinterest, I don't know what you do to fix Pinterest. I just didn't love it. Similarly, we'll skip a bit. Similarly, these here, I feel like they just needed more. They just needed more, man. Like these were really cool concepts and really cool arenas, really beautiful stuff here throughout this whole section. But I feel like they could have and should have been higher up, like in A at least. Like the concept of it is so cool if there was more to it. Same with Chakra Garmond, like fighting your allies is a really cool concept. Maybe they were just always going to be mid because you can't make your allies OP as hell because you're the hero. But if a boss isn't like stronger than you, then how is it a good boss? Especially Garmon. That's so true. Um, yeah, these are just like I get what you're going for, but I didn't love it. Like Beast Fly, Moss Mother duo. Like I guess that's literally just a challenge to be fair. So I should shut up. Like this is just like it's just a challenge boss. So it's like completely irrelevant. Like it's just there for a challenge. Um, both of these I think are fine. These are just mid. But yeah, I think these are just too much health, man. And then Morwing is just a fucking bitch, just cut him from the game. And I say that because I smashed my monitor fighting him. I talked about most of these. Trap Guy, I don't know, man. Watcher at the Edge was cool. These guys were cool and funny, but not much beyond that. But then we get up to like Trebio, the Conch Flies, Trebio again. Like I thought these were brilliant concepts, well executed, really good. Bell Beast, Sister Splinter, some of my favorite fights in the game. I can go back and run these constantly. Like I can right now pull up Silksong and I could beat Bell Beast, Sister Splinter within 3 attempts, within 5 minutes, and I know that I would enjoy the entire time. And even if I got stuck and it took me 30 minutes, I know that I would enjoy the entire time. First Sinner, I think it's called First Sinner, one of the coolest fights in the game, but such a struggle for me that I got to put it low. Bell Eater, I think Bell Eater is really cool. These ones here, these are really cool bosses. Bell Eater, Fourth Chorus, Nihilith, Garmond, and then the Knight, Clockwork Knight, I'm calling him, I can't remember his name. These are all really cool bosses with like really interesting gimmicks, ideas behind them that they executed really well. Like the Bell Beast, the rock falling on the head, the jumping, the lost nature, and then this whole story around this guy, fantastic. Lace, first time you fight it, it was so good, and they only improved on it. Last Judge, as I mentioned, is just, he's a real patience check, and he took me hours to beat the first time I played. And he still takes me hours to beat now. When I was speedrunning, I had to reset my save to fight him twice, I think, because it took me like an hour. Reset, took me an hour. Reset, took me like 10, 15 minutes. But still, I just always get greedy and impatient. Carmelita and Cross King Khan just look phenomenal. The arenas, the fights, everything about them. They're only not in S because they're so difficult, so hard to get to. There's just so much going on. I didn't prefer this lace over this lace. I thought that this lace was the best. I thought the arena was sick as hell. I know that people have seen it in the trailer and like promotional image for years, so they don't appreciate the art because they've been looking at the white flower petal field for years. But for me, that was my first time seeing that, and my first time seeing lace and all of this stuff, and I thought it was just sick as hell. Seth, the GOAT, rest in peace, my mans. Widow Phantom, these are like the peak one-on-one sword fight bosses in the entire game. Clockwork Dancers, maybe the best fight in the entire game. You could make that argument. I would not argue with you. Grandmother Silk, they saved the best boss for last. The reason that Green Prince is up here is because of the story behind Green Prince. The story required to unlock the secret boss of Green Prince, and the fact that he comes with an entire secret location with one of the worst bosses in the game. But this is the only boss here. Well, these two. But this is kind of an extension of an area, and this is kind of just an arena room. He comes with an entire brand new area that is like puzzles and story and lore, and like it's so good. So those are my rankings. We're gonna download that if it lets me. It's not gonna let me. That's fantastic. Is it really not gonna let me? Just save it like that, mate. Why would I not just save it like that? Cool. Cool. Those are my rankings. What do you guys think about them? I'm doing these shorter streams now because my work schedule has just gotten so intense as of recent that I just don't have the time to stream a couple of hours every so often. I'm just trying to stream. I'm going to try and stream every Friday, but the streams may be like super late, like later than this. So we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. But I do have something cooking for you guys. So where did that game even go? Yeah, so Dispatch, guys. We're going to be playing this. There is 8 episodes. Yes, episode 7 and 8. I have heard phenomenal things about this game. And because there's 8 episodes, I'm going to play it in 8 streams, maybe. We'll see how we go. But I've heard that every episode is like an hour to 2 hours, right? Something like that. So every Friday I'm going to stream like an hour to 2 hours, get through episodes of Dispatch, and we'll see how we go. We'll play that for like 2 months and then see what you guys are looking for after that. Anyways, I will catch you guys with a Dispatch stream hopefully tomorrow. We will see how we go. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your nights. Let me know which bosses you think are the best, and I'll catch you.